Hey, my loves. Welcome back to our channel. We are here with another one. We are coming through Joe and Zar, and we're talking about Ready to Love, okay? I'm actually loving Ready to Love right now. Even though they took a hiatus, like, how can you take a break and you only have like 5 episodes out? But
I didn't really love this episode, but it was just an episode.
Why you even let this episode?
Because they had to go out on dates with people who they wasn't really connecting with, and you could tell that they didn't really connect with them.
But I like that because I think I always like to challenge people's types. You know how I'm always like, do you really have a type or do you think you have a type? And then come to find out that type might not even be working for you in real life. But you got it built up in your mind that different. It's supposed to be this thing.
I think that's different from what they did.
Okay.
Like, you're talking from a space of like, whatever you're doing may not be working for you. Try something else. Be open. But that's not really what they did. They said find a person who you're not really fucking with like that, and then go on a date with them.
Which I think is being open.
And that's different than saying like stop always going for the bad guy and be open to somebody else. Like they just kind of went for their bottoms, and it made for bad television. Cause like
you think.
Yeah,
but I don't think they did because Alexis Fly just completely
bucked the
did whatever the fuck she wanted to do
because she didn't pay attention, or she was just being defiant.
But she don't give me that she pays attention anything.
Yeah, she doesn't.
She really don't give me like studious, and I mean like not like she's stupid.
She's pretty aloof,
but like paying attention and listening to what people say. She don't necessarily give me that, but. They all sit down with Tommy, who was there first. This time when they walked in, they didn't clap, which made me happy.
Yes, they did. They definitely
clapped. Was sitting down. When they came back, he was already there before the girls got there. So they didn't clap when they came back.
I might be thinking about this
at the end. Yeah, because
they definitely
at the end they definitely
clapped. Yeah,
but y'all know I hate. We done.
Yeah,
all right, Tommy. Sit down.
Yeah.
But we get into the episode, and it's actually super great because you get to see who. We're starting to see, we're halfway there, who's really liking who. And I thought it was cool when he told him, like, picture, who you like, and then date the guy that you ain't really feeling like that right now. You know what I mean? But what I didn't know was that they don't necessarily know who they're going on a date with.
Oh, I thought...
Because didn't Joel show up to the date and say, I'm surprised it was you. Like, he showed up, like... He had a call time, but they didn't tell him who it was with?
No, because part of my issue with Alexis Fly was that she said, yeah, they told me not to date but I did this.
Right.
And technically it was that, so I went with Ron, and I'm like, wait a minute, how did you end up there? Because you was not supposed to go there.
Yeah, like he said the opposite option, second
I thought that they picked who they was going to go with.
So Alexis goes out with Ron, and I actually thought, I actually really like Ron. Like, I don't know what it is, but he is just really, he's solid. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
he's just genuine.
Yes, but I'm also trying to figure out what he's seeing in Alexis Fly, and I mean that respectfully because part of me feels like I think she's fly. I think she's dope. You know what I mean? But
no, you don't think she's fly or dope. Why do you keep saying that every week? I don't understand. It's like your head is fighting with the rest of your body. Like, I don't understand it.
Because it's not that I don't think it's okay, so let's be clear. I like bossy energy. So she gives bossy, and I like that. But I don't like the way she dresses. It's very...
Or how she acts, or how she interacts with the men.
She's very
or really
over...
her personality for real.
She's over the top.
Yeah,
she's animated and everything. But I actually appreciate the kind of dater that she is.
Thirsty?
She don't get me thirsty.
Yes, she does. And we talked about it when we was... I don't understand. I think this is the Matrix. I don't know what's happening.
Don't really...
We had a very different exchange
she gives me
when
extra.
We were watching the show, so that's why I don't understand. Because everybody was rolling their eyes when we was watching her.
But let me tell you,
my sister was here. Like, it's a whole... Like, I have proof. Like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Yo, it was a shit show last night.
Yeah.
I watched that on the edible. Oh, I should have took the edible tonight.
No.
I watched that on the edible. I gotta go get those too because that was amazing, and it was the most amazing show I ever watched. I I was laughing, crying. I had all the emotions, and I just thought, this is amazing. So maybe he right. Maybe I did say something that's not aligned with how I'm feeling now, but I rewatched it. And I felt like her date, I enjoyed her conversation with Ron. I enjoyed their conversation about spirituality because he made it very clear that that was something that he wasn't sure he could fit in to her life with because he's not a religiously spiritual person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool, but I really like him. I'm probably gonna like him with whomever he's with, though. What are you thinking?
I mean, yeah, because he's just a nice guy. He's just a nice guy, and he's genuine.
And he reaffirms for Alexis, who had to know, was she the number one? That she was the number one, even though I hate it. And I feel like, honestly, she the only one leaning into this BS.
Yeah.
Because when the other girls go out, they don't talk like that.
No, that's a part of why we really don't like Alexis Fly. She constantly doing this ranking system. She a grown-ass woman, but she obsessed with the ranking system.
I wish I might. First of all, if I'm going out with you, I'm just going to pretend like, if we're on a dating show, and I'm going out with you, I'm just going to pretend like you're not going out with the rest of these bitches that I sit at a table with and critique men over. I'm just going to pretend like we're not doing it.
Of course, why would you do anything opposite? Like, you going to go out with somebody and spend most of your time with them asking where you fit along the spectrum of people that they're dating?
I wish I might.
That makes no sense. Also, it is such a waste of time.
Also, no. Big no, not little no. So... let's talk about Amber goes out with AJ. I'm also getting a little bit of Amber's. Some days I like her, and some days I don't really care for Amber.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way.
Like, you know what I mean? I didn't really like. So to me, and y'all explain to me if I'm wrong or not. Does AJ give me broke? Yes. Does AJ give me arrogant? No. He didn't give me arrogant once. But that might be the way. I haven't been in a room with him to be obviously like picking up on his energy. But even how he interacts with the other women, to me, doesn't come off as arrogant or cocky. I just think.
I don't think so either.
You know what I mean?
I don't get that. I didn't get it.
I didn't get it. And I thought it was a lot to put on him. Because it almost made her look insecure or like she had low, like.
Yeah,
she was just mad she didn't get picked.
The only thing is everybody was saying that about AJ, and so it even made me think like, okay, well maybe you got to be there, like, cause I don't see it.
Well, they said that he don't like he's aloof, like he doesn't give a lot. He's really,
and they say he was arrogant or whatever.
I mean, you know what though, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. When they black like that, my man got teeth the size of like mountains in his head. Okay, they so big and beautiful. He got a beard. I would imagine he probably feel like the 50,000-foot man for real,
he just doesn't come across like that to me.
But he don't come across like that to me either. But I personally have a complex. So all men are this small to me.
But I also think that it might be a cultural thing, like, as far as like being in the South, like it is. They generally they are used to a more humble spirit, and so maybe just even a twinge of confidence might come across as cocky, which I think maybe that has something to do with it.
Do we know if he's from Houston?
I don't know.
He don't give Houston vibes.
He doesn't. That's why I'm saying.
He doesn't give Houston vibes. And he don't even dress like he's from Houston.
He doesn't. Like, he gives me East Coast vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is maybe why we don't think that he's arrogant.
That's also true. That's also true. Because I actually thought of you. I thought how somebody would think that way about Joe. Well, Joe is kind of like... No. Never mind. I'm not going to use Joe. People
don't call me arrogant. People will say, a lot of people before they know me say they thought that I was mean. They thought that I would be mean. They didn't expect me to be. I'm not mean. But
we went to the Aldo's and he said something to me, and the girl at the cashier was like, "Dang!" I
was joking. But they thought that I was mean or not as personable as I am with the people that I know.
Yeah.
But like I said, that could also be. I'm also an East Coaster. who lives out west and travels everywhere but the East Coast. So that also could be a part. That's what I mean. Like, it also could be like a cultural thing where it's like, because you know, like back east, you see somebody like you don't really like unless they speak to you, you really don't speak to them, right? Yeah. But down south, if somebody is even in your vicinity, they're like, "How you doing?"
Right.
You could be in the corner reading a book, you know, drinking coffee. How you doing? You know.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe. You know what I mean? And so I could understand having a different vibe, being from a different area, if he is, and they feeling like, oh, it's too. Like I could see the energy not really.
And I'm not ready to write him off as that. Like I'm just not ready to do it. But I also feel like he's a little touchy. But maybe I just haven't been on a date in a while.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
He was touchy. In this episode, to me more so than he has been in the past couple episodes.
Right?
Like
I feel like familiar.
He definitely crossed the Me Too line a couple times.
Let me tell you something about this Me Too line.
It's very visible. I can see it. It's like
no. The Me Too. It was like stop, abort.
I just don't be wanting cats out here to get canceled. So I'm very aware of the Me Too line.
He's gonna be all right, but it's another one further down. We're gonna have to talk about him.
Yeah.
So Chrysanthemum goes out with Chris, okay? Brokey. Big Brokey, not little Brokey, okay? So she goes out with him and they have a good conversation about how they were raised. She didn't know her father because her mother wanted a white baby, okay? She said Italian baby, but white is what she meant. And so she didn't know her father until about 6 years ago. And it's so funny because
her mother didn't know her father either. She explained a lot in this episode.
Yeah, she did. She explained a lot, but it actually kind of made me like her. Actually, I didn't dislike her, but I much liked her a lot more.
But she's an acquired taste.
Yeah, and he knew. First of all, let's backpedal, pussy pie. Why would Chris walk into that motherfucking place with that hat?
Oh, it was terrible.
That cost him $5 from Santee Alley. Why would he do that? Like, you are a man.
He's not helping the narrative.
You are a man. First of all, he's not helping the narrative. All of the fun for me was that he's a brokey. Because why are you like? My thing is why?
It was like
but it looked like his daddy had. Daddy like pulled out the basement. It was all sideways and I can't. It looked hella cheap. I can't with the fashion, but at least his chest wasn't out, child. Because I'm tired of seeing his little skinny ass chest too. I'm tired of that too. So they go out, and I thought it was a really fascinating conversation because he was obviously into it. He was super excited to be on a date with her, and she just wanted to see like maybe she's picking the wrong people, and it would be nice to put herself out there, which I appreciated. But he gonna say, and this part really took me, y'all. He gonna say, he said to Chrysanthemum, "Do you feel like it's a 70-30 thing? Like, oh, 70% of you is feeling me, but the other 30%, like, maybe not so much." And I'm thinking, no, motherfucker, 30% of me is feeling you. And 70% want to get away from your broke ass. Like, what are you talking about?
And she kind of went along with it. Like,
she was being nice. But I know, Chris.
And I think everybody was being, that's why I didn't love this episode. Because I feel like everybody was just like, okay. You know, like nobody was really, everybody just was being nice.
Yeah, but I liked it. I did like it. But so they basically end the date knowing that they ain't for each other.
Yeah, yes.
Which they probably found that out in the middle of the date. Like she probably
found that out in the beginning of the date. Like these pairings lacked chemistry, and I think that's why I didn't. Oh,
that's why you.
It just lacked chemistry. Everybody was just like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. I mean, the faces that we got in this episode. Vernisha said, okay.
"Oh, wait, like,
I'm just saying. Oh, it was a lot of faces.
We won't get to Venetia, but it was really, really fascinating to see her go out with him. And he made it very clear that Amber is still his number one. I just can't with him. And you want to know why Amber is his number one? Because Amber probably the only one that sit up there and just go along to get along with anything any motherfucker say. Oh, you don't want to pay no bills? Cool, don't pay no bills. I don't want to be with nobody who pay no bills anyway. You don't want to get married? Cool. I don't want to get married anyway, so it's fine. Like, I'm just looking for somebody to be in love with or whatever. Like, she is a little bit too go along, get along for me.
I think that's the, I think that is the
youth.
The youth in her, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the youth, and it's the, yeah, I'm not feeling it, and part of me feels like she should be more discerning, but yeah, that's when we move on to Joelle and Amber. So yeah, the more I watch Joelle, y'all, the more I get it. I get it. Okay, so Joelle and Amber go out on a date, and Joelle looks fantastic in a t-shirt, and Amber shows up in a floor-length mink. So somebody please tell me what the weather was in Houston.
Well, Amber is going really...
Let me know.
She's the wild card as far as this fashion thing.
Child, that baby just show up wearing any of her best rainbow fashions.
Yeah.
And I don't even have a problem with you shopping at Rainbow, but... don't do the clearance rack at Rainbow.
Yeah, you never know what she gonna get. Sometimes she surprised me when she had on the white though, and the all white. She looked good in the all white.
She looked stunning. Yeah. She really, really did. On the date, I actually thought she looked really, really good. Yeah. I just wasn't with that.
But every now and then she'll do something.
The coat like, just bought the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like not going anywhere, but they go out and come to find out he's 11 years older. 11 years her senior, which I don't think. It's so many things that could be an issue, right? He has children, she does not.
Yeah, he wasn't with. He like, and I like that he told her like, I wouldn't be typically running around no 31-year-old. You know what I mean? And I like his honesty in that. Like, straight up, you shouldn't be. You're a grown ass man.
But
you got kids her age.
Well, not kids her age.
Almost close.
He got little people. But I do think that it was really cool that they got to go out, and he comes in and he asks her, can he kiss her on her jaw? Men, do not say that to women.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
I don't like that.
That was a little weird.
That ain't nothing about that sexy. And I get that it might be a cultural thing.
But he did need to ask to be for Me Too protocol. Like,
which I appreciate.
You definitely need to ask. Unlike the one boy who grabbed her by the face and did that.
We ain't get there yet. Because we about to air him out. But
that's the reference.
That's exactly what happened. But the one thing that bothered me, and you tell me what you think, why are these women acting like kissing a man on the cheek is such a big goddamn deal? Like, explain that to me.
I think because if you...
like, y'all don't kiss more.
If you haven't, maybe they haven't really had a lot of intimate interaction, you know what I'm saying, with people that they cared about. I think that's the caveat. Because they probably in the clubs kissing...
come on! That's what I'm saying. Right in the mouth. COVID style.
Yeah, so I think maybe that's the thing that makes them a little giddy. Maybe, in this scenario. Because it does mean... you could do something with somebody 1,000 times, and then when you do it with somebody who matters, it's like a whole different feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So maybe that's it, that they don't want to be giving it all out to everybody. But we halfway there. Y'all can start kissing men in the mouth and it be grown.
Yeah, I just think they're not used to it because they're not used to.
Because if you're going to,
and it not be like a creeper like the bull, Jason.
No, I kind of think that they trying to.
Jason is a creeper.
Maybe it's in their contract. Maybe in their contract they say you can't kiss somebody in the mouth until this date.
No, it's not.
No?
Because otherwise Jason would have avoided him.
How about that? But so I thought they had a really cute date. I'm saying all that to say I thought they had a really cute date. But what I didn't like is that, again, somebody asked her a question about, he said, I have kids, you don't. How would you feel about coming into their lives? And she was like, I don't want to, I'm not going to try to be their mother, but I love children, and I wouldn't have no problem with dating with somebody with kids. And that's,
she ain't gonna have no problem with nothing.
Nothing.
Cause she here.
Oh, baby, burnt me down. The whole time I'm thinking, as a young woman, a very young woman like myself, as a very young woman like myself, there is absolutely no way. And I never. And you ever, never.
Bachelorette, you a district attorney. You ain't got no kids. You cute. all of it, and you like you just open for business.
I wish I might. Why? For what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cause she for everything. Yeah. She just open. Child.
Yeah.
I wanna. She just open. But it's weird though. I like her spirit. It just be those things that I feel like in her youth make sense to her, and when she gets older, it's gonna be like, bitch, what was you thinking?
Yeah.
You know
I also
what?
think sometimes you can get to a point where you can want something, not have something for so long that you ease a little bit too much your standard for whatever it is that you're trying to get.
Oh,
right?
I was just about to say.
And so I think that's playing a part in this. Like she hasn't had a relationship, maybe that in a serious relationship that she's wanted for so long, that she's dropping her standards for that relationship, and she's a little too open to things.
Because I would argue, and I argue about this with women all the time, and I'm going to just, a caveat, I remember being a young girl working at this company, and one of the girls said, because I was just being honest, like, we was hanging out, me and the other cute girls, and we was going to hang out with, you had to have a certain kind of money, a certain kind of this, to be around us, right? And I remember her saying like, oh, y'all gold diggers and everything. And I was like, as opposed to what? Digging for clams? What are we supposed to be digging for? My thing is like, what? Once you get to a space though, and I'm saying that to say, once you get to a space where somebody treats you and provides for you in a certain way, not having that standard for anybody else is no longer an option, because now you know it's possible, right? So now you know, oh, this is a thing. Y'all break bread when you really messing with somebody and he feeling you, whatever. He'll pay all your bills. It ain't hard. You know what I mean? Once you figure that out and you meet a motherfucker, it's easy to be like, oh no. You want to do half? Keep it moving. You want to do that? Like,
yeah, I think it's a difference between gold digging and standard, and that's a standard. You're holding your spouses, your potential spouse, your potential partners to a certain standard, and I just would have liked her to stick to her standards,
or to have standards. She don't even have standards to stick to,
because in my mind she did. Like, I feel like if we'd have met Amber 6 years ago,
well, she'd have been 25.
But I'm saying, if we'd have met her 6 years ago, her standard would have been a little bit higher. But everybody know when you hit different thresholds. Now I'm 30.
I understand.
Yeah, like for sure. You know what I'm saying? Women start feeling the clock ticking. I'm 30 something. I'm 30. Nobody here. I'm 31. Nobody here. I'm 35. Nobody here. I feel like I've seen it in friends of mine. Your standard dropping a little bit. The longer in the tooth you get.
Yeah.
So I think that is something
and
that's
sad.
It is sad, but it happens.
Because women shouldn't feel that way, because men for damn sure don't. But
well, no, I do know.
You think
men do feel that way? Yeah.
But men be dating young girls,
right? But they do feel that way. It just is.
Manifest
I think
differently?
a little differently. Yeah, and it's not as talked about. Like, it's not really cool to be like, oh yeah, homie, like
the clock is ticking.
My clock is ticking, bro. Like, how do you have that? Huh?
Do you feel like
I'm about to get married. Like,
but do you feel your biological clock ticking?
No, I'm about to get married. Like,
I
feel like I'm right where I need to be. But I can understand it. You know what I'm saying? But I was blessed I got engaged when I kind of wanted to get engaged.
Yeah.
I'm getting married when I kind of want to get married. So
yeah.
But I understand the thinking, damn, I wanted to be here and I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. So Jason and Liz go out, and we need to, I'm going to go on pause so y'all can go out and call the people on Jason. Cause
no, you don't have to call them. The Me Too police are everywhere.
The fact that Jason wasn't trending.
Yeah, because I thought he was going to get canceled before the episode was over.
That was the most. First of all, Liz looked fantastic. But can we talk about this? And y'all let me know if y'all noticed this. Did Liz dress differently for Jason than she did for David?
I for sure think she was definitely
she
way
was
more
a whole lot of
conservative.
ass and titties.
Yeah, she was definitely way more conservative.
She was looking like the first lady of the church with David.
She sure was.
She was buttoned up to here.
Mm-hmm.
She had her ass, and I ain't
mad at her. It could have been a hot
day
though. They was outside versus inside, so
I ain't mad at her. I'm not mad at her because I think she looked good either way. But it was really a fascinating date because I think what it solidified for me was that Jason is the fuckboy of the show.
I wouldn't call him a fuckboy. I think he's just a corn. I think he's just a cornball.
I think that the only reason why he even talking to Liz, and I mean this is how I know he a fuckboy. I'm gonna tell you. So she asked him, and I appreciate this about Liz. This is how you know she's a woman with standards. How do you feel about sex before marriage? Period. We can talk about it on the first date. Why not? He says, first of all, he wipes the truth from his lips. So he can get his lips primed for the lies. Okay, he wiped the truth. Oh, that was the truth about to come out. But then he wiped it away and said, "Let me tell you this lie right quick. Oh, it's gonna be hard, but you know I'm down for waiting or whatever. Why would you lie?"
Then he
it was a bold-faced lie.
Then he objectified her by looking over at her sitting in the chair that she was sitting down in. It's not like you could see her butt anyway. He doing all this.
Thing was
that was corny.
That was corny. Mad corny.
And it was awkward because she looked like she was uncomfortable, like she felt objectified a little bit.
I felt like she was uncomfortable.
And I 100% feel like she was uncomfortable.
And Liz blinked twice. If that's a thing.
And I felt like Jason was also uncomfortable. Like, I feel like Jason doesn't know what to do with his hands. So he doing all this corny shit to kind of make it through the moment. So he, doing corny stuff, saying corny stuff, and
lying.
And me too.
Because you lied. Because you lied, okay? And you're not going to get me to believe that you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why I think he lied, babe. Because a woman tells you that sex before marriage is something that she's not dealing with, right? So you would obviously believe that her rate of affection might not be as fast as anyone else's. Could we agree to that? And then you turn around, grab her face, and kiss her in the mouth.
Yeah, like what was
That's how I know you're a motherfucking lie. You a lie and the truth ain't in you. And it's not okay.
But I think, how, have you ever had like a friend who get nervous and then they do something and you like you do not have to, like, I understand you're nervous, but like you don't have to say that, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they did it and it's like, what are you doing, right? I feel like that's Jason. Like Jason is trying to be cool, but he corny and he's like, maybe we're close. Like, and it was like very weird and forced. And I just saw him getting canceled all over.
But you know what it was?
Like,
it was the first kiss. Okay, that could be weird, right? It was the second kiss for me.
Yeah, he did it again.
She was like mid-sentence,
and she looked uncomfortable after it happened again. She looked like she had this like she was just being. That's what I mean. Everybody was just being nice. Like she just let it happen, and she was just. But when they asked when I'm about to call him Pastor Kyle. Uncle Tommy asked her about it, she was still being nice. Like, it was cool.
It was nice.
Just say, he's a weirdo. I'm not with it.
And I'm not going out with him again. Because you should be really conscious of the space that you're occupying. We do not know each other. Just like Joel, even though I thought it was like, can I kiss you on the jaw?
But he asked.
And
he's Southern.
And he said, right. So I was just speaking about the word jaw. Yeah. It really wasn't the fact that he asked. The fact that he asked, I thought was admirable. Because especially in this day and age, you don't know if women want you. And not even in this day and age. Y'all don't know if women want you in their space like that. Right. Period.
Right.
When you know what I mean.
You just need to play it safe.
And you should play it safe, and you should know, and you should ask to be within proximity of a person before you do something like that.
Even with him touching her hair, he doing this. Bro, you don't even know. Like, you have not really spent no time with her. Y'all haven't really talked on the phone. None of that. You touching her face and all this, her hair and all that. It was just like, it made me uncomfortable, so I know she had to feel uncomfortable. He touched her hair, and I was like, whoa.
The lies made me uncomfortable. And y'all gotta learn, babies. Y'all gotta learn when y'all talking to these men and it's a pregnant pause before they answer. They don't think 5 times before they speak.
He's nervous.
They're lying.
I think he's pausing before
everything
because he's so nervous. He just feels.
He's lying.
He feels like a ball. I mean, two things could be true. I'm talking about him in general. Like he could be a liar, whatever. I don't care about him being a liar. He corny to me. So I think that he's just a ball of nerves, and I think more than anything else, he just looks very corny and uncomfortable around women to me. Period. And part of me thinks that we need to check if he's that into women to begin with.
Whoa. So, Kyra and AJ go out. And I'm just going to keep it 100. Kyra can go.
Yeah, Kyra will go.
I'm tired.
I think Kyra going to be out of here pretty soon.
Tired. Over it.
Yeah.
Over it. I just don't see it for her. And I see it for Alexis Fly more than I see it for her. She just don't seem like she's into this. She goes out on a date with AJ. Apparently he redeems himself or whatever because he got a little room at the Sizzler.
But she didn't even seem like he redeemed himself because she talking to him like she's still burnt up about what they've been through in the past and whatever drama that they had. Like she seemed like it seemed like she wanted to reprimand him the whole time. Like she was interviewing him.
Yeah. But it didn't seem like she really. And I thought it was kind of cute to do the never have I ever kind of thing. Yeah, but it felt like we adults. First of all, let's talk about never have I ever. Let's normalize not shaming people for cheating. People cheat all the time. People lie all the time. Ask me, am I cheating right now? That's what you gotta do. Don't ask me, have I ever cheated? I've lived a full life. Are you cheating right now? That doesn't define who you are. Like, you know what I mean? All that once a cheater, always a cheater bullshit, that's bullshit. Ain't nobody the same person with different people.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like that, what does it do for you?
Ooh, that was a bar.
And it's true. I say it all the time. Like, what you did in your past relationship don't do nothing for me. And what I did in my past relationship don't do nothing for you.
And quite frankly,
because you're not even with that dude.
I really like this one.
You're not even with the dude who she was with. You with a whole nother dude.
Taste it.
Wait, no,
taste it. No. Taste a little bit. Just taste a little bit. I don't know if I like it. But yeah, I thought that those questions were kind of because then he says yes, he's honest about it because it's never have I ever. That's when you're the most honest. Obviously, we're playing and. It felt like she was castigating him for it, like holding him over.
She wants to castigate him, period. And I'm like, if you really just is so bothered by this man, why are you going out on a date with him? Give him
because he's fine.
Yeah, but you're. It's obviously that's not doing it for you because you had an attitude the whole time. It was clear she looked bothered to me, but even when she was trying not to be.
But do you think that she is used to men acquiescing in a certain way because she did look bothered by him because it wasn't like he was emotionally standing his ground. He just was saying his piece and moving on.
Yeah, and I think that I don't know that she's used to men in this romantic capacity, period, because we talking about Tressa, she homie vibes number 2.
Oh, 1,000%.
She everybody homie.
1,000%.
And she gave me that vibes on the day of. She was, she had a little brother the first time that she met everybody. This is meet and greet day, and already one of the guys is getting pulled aside. Which hey, that's commendable for you. You're nice. It means you're a nice person. Right. But at the same time, I saw the homie vibes carry on, and I just think that might be a frustration of her romantic space in life, period. Like I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't have that story to tell about many other different encounters that she's had with men.
Well, it's clear that men are attracted to her. She doesn't have any issue with that, but I do think that I think that and I don't know, and you just let me know what you think. I think when you're first dating somebody, right, like right in the beginning stages, and you're really trying to probe them and ask those hard questions, you kind of gotta come off as non-judgmental, especially if you want to learn more and more and more.
Yeah,
right?
And she
doesn't, and because you gotta gauge. Because also people feel that energy. You know what I mean?
And then they stop sharing.
or they become liars, or both.
Or both.
Or both. Most times both.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I thought that AJ was... But I do think... I can also say... She made a very good point when she said that AJ... She feels like sometimes her communication is stifled with AJ. And he does do this thing. And he did it with Alexis Fly. And he did it with Amber.
Yeah, he did.
Where he'll try to like... If he feel like you about to say something about him... He don't like, he gonna come in and just do some old fly shit like, oh, you know what I mean, to shut you the fuck up. Which means to me he either a Virgo or a Cancer. I'm throwing that out there. I'm not sure
he did
one.
do that, and that's when he crossed the Me Too line with Alexis Fly, because he just literally put her in his lap.
She liked it. She is a Me Too'er.
Well,
wait a minute. Is a Me Too'er?
No,
you know
she is.
I mean?
Alexis Fly definitely done crossed the Me Too line.
She's already crossed the line.
Yeah,
so.
She has many a times.
So I ain't even surprised about that. But I do think that, like, you know, it's something to the way that she was speaking to him that to me was like, I don't even know why he feeling her after this.
Right. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, because I have been on dates and asked real hard questions, and I'm sure you have too. And you might have been judging somebody in your mind, but you just like, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like, oh, really?
And
like her whole attitude was just like, ugh.
You just ghost them after that. You don't have to like.
She out of here soon.
Oh, I would argue even the next episode.
Yeah.
Either her or Chrysanthemum. We could put money on that.
It would be a toss up to me.
It'd be either one, but I thought for her to be like, oh, it was one of the best dates of my life. Like, girl, you ain't used to nothing then.
Yeah, I feel like everybody
y'all ain't used to nothing, and it's really scary. It's really scary.
Yeah, I feel like everybody got into the thing with Uncle Tommy, and like I said, this was being
girl, he took you to dinner and gave you some flowers.
And then you chewed him out the whole time, it felt like.
But it was the best date you ever been
But
on.
that's what I mean. Because typically you don't go out with your guy friends, because they're not taking you out, sis.
Let me tell you something. So, Vernisha and Dietrich, they probably was my favorite date of the entire show.
Vernisha was so like...
Let me tell you something. Dietrich shows up and says, Vernisha's a goddess, and I want to keep it 1,000 with you. Vernisha is a goddess. Vernisha is probably my favorite person outside of Liz. Her and Liz are like this. Mm-hmm. And I say that because both of them come off very genuine. Mm-hmm. Like, I believe... They do. That Vernisha
and also
is there
very
for a
regal.
man.
They not thirsty like Alexis. They cool. They not they not in your face.
Yes.
They give you like that. They don't. Venetia even talked about this. She gives me this. I don't take no shit, but not in a bad way. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
Not in a standoffish like I hate men type of way, but in a way like, you know, she's very sure about herself,
yes,
confident, but she don't need to tell you that she's sure about herself and confident. And
you could just see, you could just feel it on her.
You could just see it, and I thought that it was interesting that came up in their conversation, and she was like, "I don't need to apologize for that."
But she just was like, I want to see you show up as I want to see you show up as a leader. I want to see like what you're like, because it seems like we have to come out and ask you the questions. You ain't gonna come in.
She said, "If I gotta lead you, if I got a man that I need to lead, then what do I need a man for?"
Let me tell you something, sis. You don't need a man. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. But you know what? I take that back. You might. There is a population of women, right, who attract men who want to be led, and that's okay.
Yeah, but that was for her.
But I'm saying for her,
for
right?
her.
For her,
yeah.
And for women like that, you don't need that man. Period. Because what I love that the producer showed the clip of Joelle and how Joelle can tell that Renisha's a force and she's this and she's that, but he still show up like a man. Like,
well, that's because of the type of woman that she is. He's not, because of the type of man he is. He's not intimidated by her, and I think he was a little like, you know.
Does Dietrich give you fresh out of parole vibes?
Yes.
Or is it me?
Yeah, for sure.
Fresh off. He's like fresh off the line. Like, okay, right off the bus.
Yeah.
He is really giving me first of all, okay, I have so many
for you to call her like aggressive, like Venetia don't give no type of
she's tough.
Venetia gives off
tough.
warm. to me. The opposite. Warm and biscuits.
But that's because you're a man's man, right? So for you to hear that I want a man to come into my life and be a man, and he
was triggered. Like, wait, what?
Well, some women think the first thing he said, brokey. The first thing he said was some women think being a man means you need to pay all the bills.
She didn't even ask you about no bills or money or any. She didn't bring none of that up.
But when this woman's tone changed, she went from the voice she was giving Joelle, like, oh yeah, da, 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 da. That nice airy Janet Jackson register. Yeah. She went from there to like, well, like, ain't nobody saying that. Like, I want somebody to remove some. And
she was ready. She was ready to go. She was like,
gonna go because she already knew what kind of mother jumper he was because she could smell it on him. Yeah. My thing is, and it was really probably the probation dust, but no probation. And I mean that respectfully because I don't have no problem with, people live full lives. I'm just saying it might have been too soon off the bus for him to be making the decision to be on a show like this. That's all I'm saying, because I kind of felt like, first of all, he talked like T.I. He don't sound like T.I.?
No, not for me.
Yeah, no. Expeditiously.
No. You know? I love T.I.
He sound like T.I. to me. And that was the first red flag. You sound like T.I., but you broke? Oh, no. No. Red flag. So I really thought that it was really a fascinating conversation, because then after that, to call her tough because she wanted to be with a man who leads and she ain't got to worry about nothing. She already got 3 kids. But when she said, let me tell y'all the biggest flex. If you're a grown ass man and you tell a woman, oh well, some women want you to pay all the bills, and then she turn around and say, I take care of me and 3 people.
Yeah, like basically she like, slow down, bro.
She just
I didn't even ask you like about none of that. You was
but
just
I already
triggered.
See where you at. You know what I mean? Because for me, it's not that you don't have it right now. It's never that. Like, nobody has a problem with. The reality is, the top 1% only makes what? $500,000? Most men don't make $500,000. So we could be honest about that, right? So most of us are paying half or whatever the case may be. That's not the issue. And I've said this before. The issue is the fact that you don't even desire to pay half. Because if you desired it, you would never even come off the ropes like, well, some women think you got to pay all the bills to be. You wouldn't even come off the ropes like that. Because you would feel that way. You would feel like, if I'm the head of my household, I am paying all my bills. I am doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was the opposite. Like, you was triggered, like something. You had a bad experience.
And if you with a woman who think that you're supposed to pay all the bills, it ain't cook and clean, please. Women don't think that. Women.
Yeah, he did say that.
Like,
they want me to cook and like. What are you talking about? What you dating, bro? You tripping? Like what? Where you down? You in Houston? You meeting women that want you to cook and clean? What? That's what.
I asked my man at 1:00 in the afternoon. My man could be up 10. It could be 10:00 in the morning. I'm like, what you want for dinner?
Yeah, bro. Let's start with breakfast.
Right, like, you know what I mean. So it's like, the idea that that's a thing is so. It triggered me because it is really what's really clear to me, and this is just a side note. It's a lot of brokies out here, babe. It's a lot of, and when I call you a brokey, I mean that you operate from a space of lack. You ain't got no money. You don't ever think you're going to have nothing. So therefore, providing for anybody else or a family seems so far-fetched to you. Because if you
or it angers you, like you get upset, like you wanted to go at her. She wasn't even coming with that energy.
But she ended with that energy though, as she should have. Because my thing is, y'all see, we get it. Black women, especially black women, are out earning black men. We already know that. So my thing is like, I don't need you. I tell people this all the time. Dating a rich man is not enough, right? It's a lot of rich people. It's some rich men out here. You want a generous man. Because if you with a real good one, he could work at the Walmart and come home and pay all your motherfucking bills. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if he's rich or not. It matters if he has a generous spirit. It matters if he shows up as the kind of man that you want. Some of y'all are okay footing the bill. Some of y'all are okay doing that. You know what I mean? And that's cool. But I think that, other women, especially Vernisha, is like,
That's not what she asked for. She just wanted a capable, providing partner.
But she didn't even say providing.
No, she
All
didn't.
she said was, I just need a man to lead.
Yeah.
And you brought up money because you're broke.
Yeah.
And that's fine. God bless. God bless. So they end with the girls talking with nephew Tommy, Uncle Tommy, and they clapped that time.
Yeah, and he danced. Like, yeah. It
So,
was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing.
It was.
What's funny though is that we're getting into the parts where women are starting to feel a certain way about these guys.
Yeah.
I really don't understand this show, to be honest.
What?
Like, I was watching it today thinking, so if I'm a woman and I make a connection with somebody because I'm ready to love, and then he get kicked off, what the f*** am I supposed to do?
Yeah, that's what I don't like. I don't like that. Well, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I don't like that it seems like they penalize people for making genuine connections. So if this is week 2 or week 4 and I'm zoned in on Zar and I'm not paying Chrysanthemum any mind or Liz any mind or Alexis any mind,
why am I getting?
They get in the joint and they like, oh yeah, I don't really talk to him like that. Well, of course, because I'm here, right? Oh, he gotta go. He in the bottom. When you in everybody bottom, you gotta go, and it's like that. We gotta just figure it out a little bit because the more you get deeper, the more you get deeper into the show, the longer of a stint you have, the less the more you should be in everybody's bottom because you should only be in one person's top.
Right.
Like,
which
so,
I know the point is to get to 3 couples. That's the point, right? But
it's just gonna be hard to do that when you kind of penalize people for
liking one person.
Yes, for gravitating towards each other.
So do you think they're gonna make a case for Chris and Amber? Even though I think Amber is far too young for Chris.
No.
Chris is at least 60 years old.
Yeah. I don't really see the Chris and Amber thing materializing.
At all.
I think Chris is gonna be out of here soon, and Amber's gonna be out of here soon.
Yeah, Amber give a little too much energy off.
Yeah,
and not like great energy.
Yeah, it's not right.
Right, like not great energy. So they all sit around and talk, and they begin to tell their stories about their dates, which is great. And excuse me, what's her name? Alexis Fly talks about how she still rounds number 1, and she was like, yeah. And I was like,
that's what I'm talking
sit
about.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. This is every time we see Alexis Fly, that's how we feel.
Can I say something very colorist though? Why do it annoy me that I think it annoys me more that Alexis Fly is like that because we kinfolk like this. So for me, it's like you don't gotta be that way, sis. And that might be a personality. Like you might have a personality that's out of this world. Don't get me wrong, but she does give off I just don't. Her spirit is a little
thirsty.
I hate to use that word.
Well, that's the word.
Something about it just don't hit me right.
Yeah, it's the thirst.
Because I don't feel like any of the other women show up that way.
They don't.
To keep talking about
Nobody
my
on
number
the show.
1, but maybe Chrysanthemum a little bit, which she might. And this is being colorist. I already know. I don't want to hear your fucking mouth. I already said it. And she's a lighter skinned woman, which is fine, but it's just fascinating to me that she's like that. Like, girl, we grown. We're successful women.
Alexis is her personality.
Is she a radio host?
She's very look at me. She got to be center of attention. She got to be everybody number 1. She got to be everybody's favorite. And she needs
Alexis
to be loved.
Needs to change
she
that
needs
wig.
to be liked so bad by everybody. That's her.
And another thing I've been thinking about, why they don't change their hair? I feel like every time y'all see me, I got a different hairstyle on. So why they don't change their hair?
Whoa, not everybody traffics wigs.
I don't say traffic. That sounds harsh.
Oh, it's just
sounds.
It's always wigs coming and going in the house.
Okay. And I guess if you buy a good synthetic one, you don't want to let it go.
Yeah.
But she got to style that up a different way because I'm tired of the wet and wavy look chick. Tired. We want to see you a different way.
Yeah.
I thought it was so refreshing to see Liz go from wavy to straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
you focus on the wrong things, babe. So yeah, this is not zarzargalore.com.
Why would you do me like that?
Because we got stuff to do.
I don't like that. I don't like what you just did.
Okay.
So basically, the people in the bottom. First of all, Vernisha says that she was hurt. Wait a minute. She said she is very hurt, and that it disregarded her feelings that Joelle kissed Amber.
Oh, she did. That was a little much, Vernisha. But that's what I mean. Vernisha is really a softie. Like, that's why the boy Dietrich didn't know what he was talking about. Like, she was real. Like, she's really a softie.
Why? Because she. Never mind.
She really is softie, and you know, she's out. She putting herself out here. She vulnerable, and that was like a lot for her. So, and they gonna have an argument about it soon. I think we saw a preview years ago.
Not years ago.
Years ago.
But I just think that Vernisha gotta slow down. I know she liked Joelle.
Yeah, she gotta slow down.
But I want her to go on a date with somebody else that she liked.
Yeah.
She might not like nobody else.
She might not, and that's
Mr.
okay
David
too.
seemed alright though.
What? David was just not in on this episode. That's another reason why I don't think I like this episode, because I got to the end and unconsciously realized, well, I never saw damn near my favorite guy on the show.
I love David.
Yeah, like, what was that about?
Even though I think he like a serial killer.
Okay.
But I like him a little crazy like that. But they put AJ and Dietrich in the bottom. Obviously, Dietrich was going home because he don't look like AJ. So
Dietrich was going home because
he's broke.
Because he's not really vibing with anybody, and he was just kind of floating around.
He is kind of floating around, and he called Trust. He was trying to make throw Tressa under the goddamn bus. Motherfucker, you is a friend.
Yeah, he is.
Like, you know what I mean?
But then again, not really. He not really nobody friend. Like, that's
he don't even seem like he even made friends.
Yeah, he's not really nobody's friend. That's why he went. Like, he's not really connecting with it. Yeah, it was him. It was him.
But he said, what I liked at the end, he did say that he felt like he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
For the process or whatever the case may be. And I appreciated that. Like, I really did. But it kind of annoyed me because I feel like that little young man, that little chocolate young man that was at the beginning, who was the postman, everybody kicked him to the curb.
He's next season's Chris for sure. He'll be back.
He didn't get a good way to go. I don't care what nobody says.
He'll be back. He'll definitely be back.
But Alexis Fly talks to AJ, and that was weird. I just feel like AJ does do this thing where he's trying to absolve himself of responsibility for his actions by touching on a woman or doing this or doing that. And I did appreciate Alexis Fly. Girl, I saw you. She was very clear. Like, no.
Yeah.
Let me come back over here. This was nice, but let me come back over here. Because you really got to show up. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's also a sign of a lack of respect. Like, when you are talking to a woman and she's telling you something and you like doing this, and it's a lack of respect that he has for the woman.
Well, why you ain't say that earlier?
What are you talking about?
We was talking about this earlier.
Okay, babe, I said it now. Like,
that was a very good point, is all I'm saying, Joe.
Okay, thank you.
You annoying.
I don't understand.
You can have him tonight. He being all funky.
I didn't do anything.
I hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna stop annoying Joe, and we're gonna get off the line. Bust down. Subscribe to this channel because it does not cost you anything. And we'll see you beautiful mother jumpers later. Bye.
Peace.